Is rice a top genetically modified food? Genetically modified GM seeds have been around for nearly 20 years and are widely adopted in the United States. In fact, the US has been consistently ranked as the #1 country for growing the highest number of biotech crops, including corn, soybean, cotton, canola, rapeseed, sugar beets, alfalfa, papaya, and squash, but not rice. GM rice exists, but it is not a top GM food as many infographics/blogs claim, because it is not currently commercialized in the US or anywhere in the world. It is unclear exactly why US rice farmers have not grown GM rice despite 2 varieties having been approved for commercialization since 2000. One likely reason may be due to bans on GM crops by other countries, since the US exports most of its rice. It's also possible that increasing consumer awareness and GMO labeling demands have played a role in this decision. If there was ever any GM rice in the US food supply, it was in 2006, and due to cross-contamination. At the time, the USDA confirmed that some commercial long-grain rice contained trace amounts of an experimental GM strain named Liberty Link. It was an herbicide-resistant strain being researched by the Bayer Crop Science Unit at Louisiana State University. Both USDA and FDA concluded that there was no human health, food safety, or environmental concerns associated with Liberty Link. More than 30% of the U.S. rice lands were contaminated that year, which cost growers about $150 million, according to filed complaint. Overseas buying of U.S. rice ceased and/or was slowed as the European Union, Russia, and Japan, among other countries, were testing for traces of Liberty Link. It was not until 2011 that Bayer finally agreed to a $750 million settlement to resolve the claims filed by over 10,000 farmers. Being the main food source for almost half the world's population makes rice an ideal candidate for genetic engineering. Some scientists claim that GM rice has incredible potential to alleviate global hunger and malnutrition. To date, the International Rice Research Institute (IRI) has developed golden rice, which contains beta-carotene to help address vitamin A deficiency in underdeveloped nations, and ironclad rice to help prevent iron deficiency anemia, which affects over 1 billion poor women and children. They are also working on a drought-tolerant variety and a high-yielding variety which changes the biological pathway the plant uses sunlight to produce grains. While these may be innovations with noble intentions, many still question the long-term safety of GM rice to the environment and to human health. Organizations like the Non-GMO Project classify rice as a monitored crop due to its past cross-contamination incident. Until GM rice is commercialized in the US or other countries, it is understood that current whole grain rice and rice-based ingredients are not genetically modified. But how will consumers know if and when commercializing of GM rice does happen? While the Non-GMO Project verified seal does not mean a product is 100% GMO-free, it is a good and independent way to know which products were made according to best practices for GMO avoidance. Products must go through a rigorous verification process to obtain this seal.